Goodness. Check, check, check. Testing, testing. Hello. Hello. Camera's over here. Inconveniently away from my monitor. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm pulling up my stuff so I can make sure that everything's going. Today's been one of those days where everything's going wrong, but here I am. Like, not wrong in a bad way, like just setting all this up, and then there were software issues, but I'm not here to complain. Welcome, hello. We're talking about microphones today. Can you hear me? If you're there. I'm just gonna check. Sorry, I just had a sip of Coke, so I'm a little burpy. Sorry. Let's see. Is it happening? It looks like it. Nice. YouTube just told me I can put people in timeout. It's such a childish term. Put chat people in timeout. Audio is cutting out. Yeah, I have a gate. You're right. It's a noise gate. Let me adjust it on my dialogue. Test, test, test. Test, test. Checkity. Oh, that's worse. Thanks for bearing with me. I might just turn this off. Testy, test. Testity, test. Yeah, that's probably better, right? I assume. Let me go back to y'all. Again, this is a one-man operation. This is a one-man operation. So please, yeah, talking, noise gate, check test. I think I just turned the noise gate off. I'm going to be muting this microphone during later examples when we, go through some of these other ones. I've got a few sitting around me. Oh, let me get my head together for a second because it's been a rough 45 minutes where I'm like, everything's not working. So let me gather my thoughts for a second. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for being here on a Friday afternoon. Microphones. If you're here, you are probably a Portastudio user or interested in recording to tape on cassette. And today we're talking about microphones that I use on the Portastudio. And right off the rip, I'm telling you, I don't use phantom power microphones. It's very, very, very rare. This machine doesn't provide phantom power, and so it's just inconvenient. I do have an external, battery charged phantom power giver, and we've used that on a lot of our stuff here, but today we are strictly talking microphones that you can use on the Portastudio. There is one very special one that we're gonna get to that's primo, that will knock any phantom power mic out of the park. So no phantom power today. That already is our limitation. It's some people might say, "Oh, I'm gonna do dynamics." But it's not all dynamics today. Let me see. I gave myself some notes. I'm looking at them over here. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got rid of my noise gate. And then there'll be points where I just mute this mic and start using others. All right. Bear with me. Yes, and before we dive into the mics themselves that I'm surrounded by, I wanted to talk about something really under-talked about in the Portastudio world. I tell people about this all the time. The difference between this, let's see if it focuses. This is a XLR to quarter-inch TRS, and this, on first glance, here, let it focus. Trying to let it focus. It's focusing on my mug. On first glance, this would be a quarter-inch XLR to quarter-inch. But this is called a Whirlwind Impedance Transformer. I'm so bad at operating the camera, like looking at my monitor backwards. There is a huge difference between these. I use this impedance transformer all the time. This is a big reason, a big chunk of how I plug my microphones into guitar pedals. But not only into guitar pedals, it's good for the Porta Studio as well. People watching this are definitely smarter than me. I guarantee it. So when you ask me physically, what is an impedance transformer doing, I know what it means artistically, or what it means as a recordist. When I plug a Shure SM57 into just a regular, to backtrack, this Porta Studio has no XLR inputs. So I need some kind of 1/4 inch input. And if you just use a regular XLR, the signal is very quiet. And then with the impedance transformer, the signal kicks up a notch. Not like a ton, but enough. And you know what? I'm going to grab a cable. Sorry for that bump. Did I just leave my cables just on the floor? I sure did. I sure did just leave my cables all over the floor. But, you know, you're here with me on a journey today. This is chill. You know, we're relaxing. We're talking about microphones. And while I do this, let me know what your favorite microphone is. This is, since I'm plugging it in, this is an SM57. Shure SM57. I mean, you guys knew I was going to talk about it. But first, let me plug in the regular XLR, not the impedance transformer, and let's see what this sounds like. Just with my dialogue. Were the Whirlwinds? Somebody's asking, are you asking where I got this? Because the answer is, I'm pretty sure I got this on Sweetwater. Whirlwinds, Little Imp impedance transformer. I don't love Sweetwater. I prefer to order from Vintage King, and I actually don't. We're Detroiters, and Vintage King is a Ferndale-based company, so we try to support our locals. And, you know, Indiana? Ugh. No, just kidding. I'm catty. AT2020. That is a great mic. Let me get this going. I'm going to mute this mic for a second. All right. See? There's a lot of... What's going on here? This probably sounds very bad, and you can barely hear it. And it also sounds bad. Now I'm going to unplug this and use the Little Imp impedance transformer. Test. Oh my God. See how much more gain? Oh my God. That's probably too much gain. Hope I didn't blow your ears out. Already, right off the rip, that is why a big mistake, I'm saying this more than once because it's really important, when using microphones going into a Porta Studio or guitar pedals, do not use this plain old XLR to TRS. Huge difference. It's noisy and it's not as loud. The microphone is putting out low signal, low impedance, right? Thanks, electrical engineers, for anyone out there who remembers. And the transformer steps it up a notch. Let me see. I wanted to cover that. That's very important. I think I haven't talked about it ever in the last 4 years. But the Little Imp, a lot of people who've reached out to me, excuse me, I mean, it happens all the time. People reach out to me asking about gear and setting stuff up. And that's almost always a #1 issue. Did I have 2 of them out here? I thought I did. I'm a little bit scattered. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, I do have a second one right here. Little Imp. All right, that's enough. They should pay me. They should pay me I should be sponsored by them. What is the purpose of XLR to TRS? That is an excellent question. I think I don't have a good answer. Sometimes coming out of a mixer, there's line level signals like in the back of a really, like a big console. I've seen, yeah, on a big console. So maybe there's a routing thing, just TRS line level. It's probably fine for taking something line level and transferring it from XLR to TRS. That's what I would use it for. Have I needed it ever? No. In fact, you know, now I'm looking at the back. Oh, no. For a second, I thought it also had DIN connections, but it does not. It's just those are covered up. All right, let me switch back to big boy microphone. Hello. Testing. All right. Now you can hear me. This is not going through the Porta Studio. This is a Shure SM7b. Before we talk about that, let me just make sure I've addressed what I want to address. Yes, I have. So we're going to go down talking about each of these microphones. Shure SM57, everyone knows it, right? It is like the standard, and some people hate it. Like, people get very passionate about the Shure SM57. Let's see. I'm sorry, reading your comments. Above are a couple. Let me make sure I can read your comments because the window is small. Ugh. Oh, excellent. Sorry, everybody. Thanks for bearing with me. The Shure SM57, it is a standard. You can mic an entire drum kit with this. It will have a vibe. That can give people, if you out there, if you still are interested in Porta Studios and lo-fi type recording, microphones are like the lenses in cameras. The microphone is what captures the sound, and it's like, duh, but kind of not. You know, you can, when you get into the weeds, the microphone affects the sound more than your preamp, more than the sound of tape. You know, the difference between a 57 and an SM7b or a microphone that we're looking at later is so drastic, and it's just the construction of the microphone itself. These we love because they are solid. Like, I'm not here. Test. Yep, it's still here. Barely any handling noise. I mean, there's a bit. Are you guys familiar with the let me turn that back down. Are you guys familiar with the YouTuber Podcastage? I'm not going to do these microphones the justice that he does. I highly recommend, if you don't know who that is, it's spelled Podcast AGE. So I don't know how he pronounces it. Podcastage? His name is Bandrew. And I've made a lot of microphone purchase decisions based on his reviews. He's very thorough and has a systemic way of doing it, and it's very, very good. The 57, we can do lots of things with. We're gonna hear differences between them. I'm gonna do some double miking in a bit, but let's just, after we already heard me talking into it, let's hear a little bit of guitar. So let me mute the big boy mic. I wish I didn't have to reach so far, but oh well. Hello. Oh, and here's some music. So let's do it without the tunes first. That's clipping for sure. Let me pull this gain down. Holy moly. Sorry. Some of you might like a clipping mic sound. I mean, so everyone knows, you're hearing everything going through the Tascam right now, including my voice through this SM57, and I'm hitting a master bus compressor on the way in, and that's just so I have some control over the dynamics for this live stream, because I don't want to blow your ears out. Great sound. Great sound. Hear it in context. That's our friend Noah Hadland on the drums. This is an unreleased, well, there's no music on it yet, but I'm going to build a track around that soon, and it'll be released probably next month. So give it up for Noah Hadland. I'm going to unmute the big boy mic. Does anybody have any questions about the SM57? I'm reading your comments over here to my right, so bear with me. Bear with me, everybody. Oh, Eric. Yeah. Oh, that's very nice of you to say, Eric. Yeah. I mean, this guitar, we're really lucky. This is our Colin. You've seen him on the channel multiple times. This is a Washburn, and it just has records really well. It's very mid-rangey. Eric Hogemeyer's in the chat, everybody. He's a good friend and the master. You've seen him on the channel also. I'm trying to move through. Let me see. We're chilling, right? Anybody have any questions? Let me talk about, we went from the 57, let's go to the SM7b. And we are very lucky because I live in a neighborhood in New York City where there's a pawn shop, and I was recently walking by this pawn shop, and let me see if I can put it in frame. Yeah. Hey everybody, we acquired this SM7b brand new at a pawn shop. I feel bad, but it was $200 brand new. So we are very lucky that this is now part of our lives, because if you couldn't tell, we're big fans of this Shure sound. Now, you've been hearing this Shure microphone, and this is an old school, it's Eric's, it's going through this fancy preamp. Let's hear what the SM7b sounds like with the Whirlwind impedance transformer into the Porta Studio. Muting the big boy mic. Now, ooh, listen to that. Oh my goodness. I hope you don't mind me just bending down like this. The gain on the Porta Studio is cranked. I can see the needle going, but a lot of you will know that the SM7 takes a lot of gain. And so a lot of people use them with cloud lifters. Cloud lifter is a great thing, but it requires phantom power, and we are not using phantom power because we're using Porta Studios. So let's hear what this sounds like with the guitar. Same, I'm not changing the guitar parts or anything like that. All right. I hope I'm catching everybody. Yeah, doesn't this thing sound great? I love the SM7b. Get this little boy out of the way. Hello. Oh. The key with dynamic mics is, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Why we love dynamic mics here in New York City. But this sounds like this. Let's hear it in context. Oh yeah. Where'd that drummy go? There he is. Now, Eric probably noticed, and anyone else listening noticed, a lot more bass. Here, let's do this. I'm back up here. There's a lot more bass coming from this microphone. Let me see. I didn't even check my settings. Totally flat. With Porta Studios, I generally recommend almost always recording with the high pass filter for most parts. I'm a bass player. I want the bass and the drums to occupy the low end 90% of the time. But sometimes you don't always need the roll off. I think it's more important with large diaphragm condensers and things like that, because all that low end buildup, it starts to muddy a mix. And on the Porta Studio, you do not have the option. I mean, you've got these EQs, but you know, when you're working with Porta Studios, you want to get it right on the way in. So I always recommend checking your mic settings. If it's a mic that has settings, like this one, but that sounded a lot bassier to me. I don't know what it sounded like to y'all. Yeah. Country Sky Radio. We'll talk about that MTP 66 here in a second. It's insane. SM7b. Oh yes, reminded me. We're talking a lot of dynamic microphones today. And something that I often bring up with people in New York City, fellow musicians, fellow recording people, people who do voiceovers. New York City is noisy. It's very, very noisy. And large diaphragm microphones, big, beautiful tube mics and sensitive mics are amazing, incredible, and high fidelity to a point where I can hear the neighbors talking or a car driving down the street. So we tend to prefer dynamic microphones. At least I do, and I'm selling a lot of my friends on it. An SM7b, yeah, a new one is $400, but that's not more expensive than a really nice large diaphragm condenser. They are different and they are tools, but I just wanted to point that out. Another practical reason why we prefer dynamics in the city. I don't want to hear the fire engine. Okay, what? Oh, excellent. Let's move on to another microphone. And you guys have seen me use this a bunch. So we've done the Shure SM57 and the SM7b. And you've seen this a million times. In fact, it's on the thumbnail. Let me see if I can pull. Oh, I wish I had one person helping me, but it's fine. You just have to bear with me on those awkward pauses. This is the Electrovoice 635A. This is also a dynamic microphone, but unlike the first two that we reviewed, or that we've been talking about, this is omnidirectional. Basically omnidirectional. I would argue that you can't really pick up things from the very back, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to plug this in and see what it sounds like. I love this mic. I love it for a lot of applications. For drums, this position right above the kick drum, any Omni mic is awesome. I really like this. It tames the heck out of the cymbals because it's not as high fidelity, or the purpose of the 635A. It's intended as a interviewer microphone, and we're gonna hear that. Enough of me yapping about it there. Let me yap about it with this on. Yappy yap yapperoo. Whoop, it's overdriven. Sorry. There we go. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check my machine. Woo. 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 Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I'm clipping the Tascam input, so I know you're gonna get some overdrive from that. But check this out. This is an interview microphone. So one of the best things about these Omni Dynamics is that the proximity effect. Proximity effect is a thing that's talked about, but you can use it to your advantage or not have it and not need it. Like, what am I saying? If you don't know what proximity effect is, on an SM7b or the Shure 57, the closer you get to these microphones, the more bassy it gets and plosive and things like that. This microphone is specifically designed for me to be able to just turn it, twist it, pop it, have it, bop it, twist it. Anybody remember that? I'm screwing it up. Right on, right on is the same as the side. It's a little awkward from back here. So, Omni is not technical if you're really got an engineer's brain. Yeah, let's see. Yes, I'm going to go over my signal path for YouTube. That's an excellent question. But let's okay. Yeah, lipstick attack. I'm reading this comment. Great observation. SM7b seems like it'd be better for solo acoustic stuff, where the SM57 would probably fit in a mix better. That gets me to one of the main themes of today: microphones. As Al Schmidt taught us, the great engineer who was very generous with his time and knowledge, Al Schmidt taught us that microphones are your EQ. He didn't have EQ. He only used microphones. He never used EQ. If you don't know who Al Schmidt is, he was the lead engineer at Capitol Records for decades. He passed away a few years ago. But to your point, lipstick attack, that's exactly to Al Schmidt's point. The SM57 could be perfect if like in that context we were playing it with loud drums, aggressive drums. So the acoustic guitar really just needs to be chimey and mid-rangey, whereas yeah, the SM7 gives it a fuller sound. And maybe you can do both. And we will be doing some double miking here in a bit. But let me just play this guitar with this microphone. It's Omni, so it should be good. Should be good right there. Let's hear some beat. Oh, I'm going to turn up the Tascam a bit. Yeah. With that, in that context, it seems a lot more like the 57, but roomier. That was, it's hard for me to hear everything all at once. I'm trying to do. You guys could probably hear something more discerning than I could just then. But in the mix, it reminds me more of a 57 than it does a SM7b, which makes sense to me. And there's more air. It's less direct. You've got more room sound. But I love these things. I'm a big advocate. I want to collect all of the omnidirectional dynamic microphones. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Country Sky Studio. Can you go over signal path from mic to YouTube? Absolutely. Excellent question. And this is what's fun about this is this is how I record videos. When I record videos for y'all, it's just the difference is right now I'm doing it live. Make sure my battery's good, right? Okay, battery's good. So we have the Porta Studio. I've got, right now you're hearing this microphone, the 635A, impedance into channel 1. I've got channel 1 and it's pretty cranked. Like I'm almost into the red. And you could probably hear that in my voice. The Tascam lineouts not the monitor outs. There are no monitor outs on this one. So line outs, the line out of the Tascam is going into the Apollo interface. The Apollo interface, if you're familiar, we have an 8-channel Apollo interface, and that's where I have a master bus compressor just to catch, you know, in case I do something bad and I don't want to blow your ears out, and hopefully to get a little bit of leveling going. That's the signal of the Tascam. This is on a totally separate signal path going into this MTP66, which, yes, someone mentioned, we are Detroiters. I want to do a whole video on this, and I don't know how much I want to reveal publicly, but this, you know, this is a gift. Yeah, Al Sutton is a awesome person, and my studio partner Eric and him go back very far. And that's all that I'll say about this right now. I'm very blessed to be able to use it every day. God bless Eric Hogemeyer and Al Sutton. That is going into the Apollo. And then I'm using OBS for YouTube. And you can set up, if you're using Apollo software, which is the console software, you just set your first 2 inputs to the monitor left and right, and then change all of your inputs to the next ones 1 through 8. Because OBS is dumb. It only draws 2 signal paths, left and right, and so you can route the console software. Sorry, we're getting in the weeds of software, but I'm just gonna say it and finish it. That's how we are. How you're hearing. I'm using console software from Apollo to put all this audio out to you. It's very cool. If I were running someone else's live stream, it would be fun because I could do a bunch of tricks and bring in like browser audio, and like it could get really fancy, but I'm juggling 9 things all at once at the moment. Yeah, thanks for the question. Excellent question. Okay, that's next microphone. Let's see here. So far, we've done the SM7 or SM57, the SM7b, Electrovoice 635A. Oh, yeah, here, I know what's next. Give me 1 second. Back up to this one. God, it sounds so different. It's so fun. I'm having a fun time. I love microphones. I love music. I love microphones. I love sharing this with everyone. This is just, I could be doing this by myself. I'm so blessed that you guys are watching. I know some people in the comments know exactly what this is. This is the Beyerdynamic M201. Woo! This is a fun. This is a great microphone. This is a secret still. I'm shocked that more people don't talk about this. The people who know. This little microphone, I think new is it $400? It might be. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Somebody could probably look up what the street value of these are. And I thought it was $200. Anyway, point being, this is closer to the SM57 in sound than it is to a 57, even though it's small. Here. There. I'm losing track of me. Microphones. Hold up. Okay. Everybody good? Okay. This is the Beyerdynamic M201. This is the Shure SM57. You can see they're almost identical in size. I mean, the Shure is fatter. But let's plug this in. And let's start talking into it and showing you what that's like. Blah 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 blah. Test. Okay. Check it. Oh my God. Check it out. Oh my God. Hear how good that sounds. I mean, relatively. You're hearing the Porta Studio audio. Ow. The only thing bad. Sorry, I bumped my head and now I'm laughing. Yeah, the M201. The only thing negative you could possibly say is that it's high handling noise, but don't handle it, you know. don't use it as a yeah, you know, put it on a microphone stand. Listen to how good that sounds. That the other cool thing about this is a secret weapon on snares. A lot of engineers I know, experienced engineers, use this as their snare mic. We all love the sound of the 57. It's great, but this is clearer, punchier. It's a super cardioid pattern, so like it really rejects. It really see how much it rejects off axis. Very, very much rejects. That's very beneficial in drum miking, where you don't, you know, you're pointing it at a snare. You don't want hi-hat bleed. Like this really reduces bleed. Big reason we love it. And as you can hear, the quality is quite good. Let's I guess we'll play some guitar with it. Let me just set this up. Sorry for the handling noise. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Jason. Let's hear it. Let's hear it with drums. See, I got to rewind the tape. Cool. Yeah, Colin. Colin Dworsky's in the chat. That's I was this is his guitar. And I was complimenting your guitar earlier, Colin. Everyone say hi to Colin. He's amazing human. And the guitar sounds great, man. We always laugh because it's like Washburn. I mean, I never would have known, you know, never. But side tangent with whether it's acoustic guitars, instruments are funny. You can go into a guitar shop, pick one up, play it, same brand, play it, same brand, play it, and they all sound different and they might feel different. So you can't judge a brand, or can you? You can judge some of them, and that's okay. This is the Beyer M201, Beyerdynamic. So let's move on from that. We're gonna do some double miking later. What do I got next? I'm starting to get some weird ones. Ooh. Speaking of Colin, we're going to do the Shure KSM8. And you guys are in for a surprise because that one's sweet. Hello. Okay, I'm back. This next microphone, you know, again, shout out to Colin because, you know, I'll be totally honest. We're poor musicians in New York, so we share a lot of stuff. We bought this microphone together. If you have a friend that you can share resources with, highly recommend it. This is a Shure KSM8. This is a dual diaphragm, as they call it, dynamic microphone. Come on, get in focus. Get in focus. Focus. This is intended as a stage microphone, a high-end stage microphone. Unlike the 58 or the 57, that dual diaphragm nature, you know, I can only speak artistically or as an engineer. This rivals the quality of a SM7 also in sound. I am shocked I do not see these more often in podcasts. You know, everyone's rocking the SM57 in podcasts, but I see a lot of people like, you know, whatever, comedy podcasts, whatever, like sitting on a couch in a cool setting, like holding these, and I get like a SM7, and I guess that kind of looks cool, but it gets tiring after a while. They are heavy. This was intended to be held on stage by a singer. This is a singer's microphone, and let me quit yapping about it and just let's hear it. And you'll probably find the quality is very high. I think it is, if I remember correctly. Hello. Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot how good this mic is. No handling noise. I mean, very low. Listen to how bassy my voice is. Broadcast. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Here, I want to pull you guys back up. This is the Shure KSM8 through a Tascam Porta Studio. I'm pulling the gain down a little bit. I'm listening to it. You know, I'm listening to it. We're going low. This is through a lo-fi machine, but listen to my voice. I almost want to set up. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set up another microphone just so we can literally A/B this. In fact, here. I'm going to A/B this SM7b. We're on to A/Bing because this is too good. All right. This is the SM7b. I'm going to turn it so I don't have an awkward look, even though I'm awkward anyway. I don't care. This is the SM7b. Hi. SM7b. KSM8. KSM8. SM7b. KSM8. KSM8. La, this is the KSM8. La, this is the SM7b. I mean, I do hear a difference, but man, it's good. Shure KSM8. That's another, if you guys are out there looking for extremely useful mics. Let me just play some of that Washburn guitar, Colin. Another shared resource, your guitar. Oh, I love it. Crank it a little bit. Let's hear it in context. When a bass player plays a guitar, that's what you get. Oh, pretty cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to another microphone. I have no agenda. No, I do have an agenda, but I have no idea how long this is gonna go. As long as the battery lasts. I better go faster. Here's an honorable mention. I'm not gonna plug this one in. Where'd it go? There it is. Unless you guys beg me and you really want to. This is a Aston Stealth. Do you know the company Aston? They make the Origin microphone. It's a British company. Very affordable. I don't like to rag on companies, but they kind of were trying something clever with this mounting system, and it's really annoying. You know, this is very, very heavy, and it mounts from here. This is supposed to be like a SM7 microphone. Let me just give that I'll plug it in just quickly. I'm not gonna do guitar with this, but test. Okay, that's that one. Test. Test. I mean, it does sound good. I do like it. This is the Aston Stealth. It sounds great, and it's got like 4 voice options. It is another dynamic microphone, closer to the It's their attempt at a SM7b style mic. I'm listening to it right now, and I'm like, I do love the sound, but man, the mounting system is frustrating many times. I should probably get like a
something else to clamp it. Because look at this. I mean, it's barely on. This has 4 voices. Also, the Aston Stealth has 4 voicing options, EQ options. That was V1. This is V2. Oh, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be for a lady. And then this is G. I don't remember what G is. And this is D. Ooh, that's very flat and dark. So even within this microphone, you've got choices. Choices. I have SM57s, but never liked them. Oh, sorry, I'm reading. Sure, Mike, that I've had SM7b is dull. Yeah, I mean, everyone, to each every one. Well-made mics with similar sound. Okay, I've got I've got one comment and one question. ET Music. Yeah, you do what you love, man. You know, I'm not here to. Definitely not. I'm not getting paid to even talk. I should be getting paid to talk about all these companies' microphones, but I'm not, and I don't care. And yeah, if you're not into it, I'm not into lots of things also. And the cool thing about art is that you can pursue like what your ears go for, or if you're a painter with a vision in your mind's ear. And if like a SM7 or any Shure mic you're like, I'm not getting it, then I fully commend you, because there are plenty of other choices. Now, the other question from Project Home Studio, let me look at your, well, the one before that. La Brasse de, oh, I'm so sorry that I'm American English and butcher other languages. So, La Brasse de Diamant. Sorry. The EV has a cool, cheap karaoke type of sound, which I love. Do you have any other well-made mics with a similar sound? Well, the thing with the EV mic that really differentiates it is the fact that it's an omnidynamic. And there are, if you just look up omnidynamics, there are options. AKG has made them. What else? Lewitt Audio makes them currently. They have one. It's like sometimes it's called an interviewer mic. I would recommend looking up omnidynamic or interviewer mic. So if you're looking for something like that. I'm still here talking through this, but I'm looking at questions. Okay, ET Music says purchase a vintage AKG 330BT. That sounds exciting. I'm excited for you. That's killer. One time not recently, like a year ago, I ordered a vintage AKG dynamic mic, and it said it was delivered, and it wasn't. Somebody stole it, or something happened. I don't know. It's annoying. I still think about that, and my heart level rises, because that was a whole. It looked like it was delivered from eBay's perspective and USPS, and it's like it wasn't, or if it was, not to me. And somebody gained a microphone, which is weird because I live around a bunch of old people. All right, maybe you said it already in the video or on the live, but what is the blue thing on the right? Yeah, excellent question. This is a preamp, and I have talked about it, so I won't talk about it too much. This giant thing is a 2 preamp. It emulates. It doesn't even emulate. It is like the exact specs of what Motown used in Studio A, the Snake Pit. Like James Jamerson plugged right into that, and that would go into the board. This company, Acme Audio, the head of that company, his mentor was the Motown engineer who built and designed and built these. Because back in the day, here's another tangent, but like Abbey Road Studios and Motown Studios and all those places, they had engineers build gear from scratch. There was no, like Neve came later. So there's some crazy unique stuff from that time period, the 50s and the 60s. Not saying this is from that era, but it is a exact design replication. Sounds amazing. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Hello. Thank you. Thanks for all the kind words. Everyone, you're very nice. And I don't get a chance to say that directly very often. And I really appreciate everyone joining me. I appreciate everyone watching. And that's, I'm very grateful. Let's switch microphones to something really weird. Okay. Unmute that.
Back to this dialogue, Mike. All right, let's get rid of this. Sorry, Aston, I didn't use you on the guitar, but we're running low on battery. Okay. Do you guys have any friends who know how to make these? I'm very lucky because I did. I mean, it's an old telephone, but ooh, this thing is sick. This thing is sick. Let me get my, where's my, there it is. I'm gonna plug this in. Now for something completely different. You know, we're talking microphones today, and I have to talk creative stuff. This is literally a telephone from the back in the day, and you reverse wire it so that the speaker picks up sound and is a microphone. I'm gonna regret doing what I just did later. Okay. I'm going into an effects chain, so wish me luck. Hello, testing the telephone microphone. Do I have any? Yeah, I had that on. Okay, testing. Hello, everyone. This is a telephone microphone, the ultimate in lo-fi. I've got it going into an effects chain here. In the future, I would love to do a live stream with an overhead camera and be able to show you that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to go into details here, but I have a preamp, I have gain. So let me pull the gain all the way. See, no gain, increasing gain. A telephone mic benefits from some kind of gain pedal or preamp. This is the Echoplex gain preamp. Let me pull up. I just want to make sure I can see questions. Hello. Yes, Jacoby? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't even try to pronounce names. Yeah, you can buy these on Reverb for sure. I know there's a guy who has one with a filter. You can get one with a filter knob also, like a tone control. But anyway, this is my favorite thing to do with a telephone mic is have it as an EQ also. We're going to get into some double miking stuff now because the telephone mic lends itself well to being blended together. With the guitar, I'm going to blend the SM7 with the telephone mic. But let's just throw on some weird stuff. Hello. That's echo. Here's a rat. So if it wasn't dirty enough, let's dirty it up even more. But no, we're not going to do that. Oh, sorry about the delay. Here's some chorus. Ooh, chorusing with the Dimension C, which if you've been watching the videos lately, this was featured on the Josh Turner track, this pedal that you're hearing. But hey, it's an effect mic, and we're gonna do some effects with it. Let me just get the main dialogue back. Main dialogue. All right. This is a great opportunity to talk about double miking and why we double mic. There's a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons you use two microphones, I remember this got explained to me by an older engineer, is in case one of them breaks. And it's a really good piece of advice. Like double miking on a guitar amp is standard. If money's on the line and you're like recording for someone, then yeah, that's number one. But then number two is EQ. We're using microphones as EQ. So let me just. Oh, scattered. He's so scattered today. Okay. Woo! All right. That's track one. All right. Cool. All right, I'm gonna unmute this. Sorry. Hello, testing. This is just the SM7, and now that has the telephone mic also. So check this out. That's both microphones. Now just the SM7. Now just the telephone. Now let's combine them. Oh, sorry. Nice. Let's hear that. Oh boy, you knew we were gonna get. You knew we were gonna get into some fun. It's made on tape. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do some weird stuff. It's not even weird. I love double miking for two reasons. One, like in this setting, acoustic guitar, and if you're recording to Porta Studio. Oh, the thing I love about recording the cassette on the Porta Studio, you just have to commit to sounds. So we're working in a world, if you're also doing this, where you gotta commit. And so like this is I've never done that before, by the way, but I think that was a good, fun guitar sound. It had a nice, full, thick thing happening with the Shure. And then you obviously I turn on the delay and you had an effect, but the cool thing about the delay and the telephone mic is that the EQ of it is way less. So because if I had put those effects on the SM7, it could start to get muddy. But the telephone has it's a built-in EQ. It is a telephonic EQ. Oh my god. I've used that term so much and now I actually mean it. Yeah, and when I'm making this shape, if you're not familiar with EQ, the telephone, there's like no lows and very little highs. It's like all mids. It's all, funny enough, the design, I believe, of the telephone is to capture the way that voice is heard by the human ear the best, which is, what is that, Fletcher Munson curve thing happening? I think. Don't quote me on that. Cool, more mics. How much time do I have? Yeah, okay, I still got half a battery, so that's good. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, all right. One more effect before I get to the really, really great microphone for the Porta Studio. I've saved the best microphone for last. This is the second last. This is not the best microphone. This microphone, arguably, the worst microphone. Okay, let me think about what I'm doing. This is a cassette recorder. Yeah. I agree. I agree, Miss Senor Young. Sorry, I don't mean to. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna pay attention to what I'm doing. This, if you've been a fan of the channel for a bit, you might recognize this. I kind of would argue this is the whole reason why I even have a channel, is inquiring about one of these. This is a cassette-corder. It's like an old school, let's see, you know, I've got a cassette in there, one that's way too high of a quality for this, but doesn't matter. You know, people would use these in the office. They would record meetings. So it's got a microphone built in with a big limiter. And Sylvia Massey, the engineer for, you know, produced Tool and Undertow and engineered for Rick Rubin, engineered for Prince. You know, she has, I remember seeing her use this as an effect microphone. So the way you do that, before we even get to it, is right here. Let me make sure I'm getting the right camera. Okay, the way you use this as a microphone, there we go. Which the microphone is right here. That's where the microphone is right here. Now, a great way to use it, this machine has a line out, like it says monitor out, and it says 8 ohms. So all you smart people will know what that means. I'm not smart. I plug it in and I see if it works. You press pause, and that'll stop the tape from moving, and then hit record, and that means your microphone is up and running. And let me just say that into the microphone.
Down.
Oh my God. Wait, there we go. Let me, hello. Oh, wait.
Hello, there we are. Oh my goodness. Pretty wild, huh? Okay. I don't want to blow people's ears out, but also, here we go. We're just going for it. We are going for it. Now, I think I can adjust input there. My voice. Nope. This is a crazy sound, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, these things are crazy. They're wobbly. It's better from far away. Let's just hear some wild guitar. I'm just making sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, pull this down. That's sorry, I was blowing out the Tascam input with that. Here. Yeah, I knew something was going on. Sorry about that. I know it's noisy, but it's not normally that noisy. All right, so yeah, this has got a strong limiter, and so okay, there we go. Sorry, everybody, but now, does this make sense? It's still extremely lo-fi. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I figured it out. My input was really high. And since it's putting out, I think, a line level signal, you can pull it to line level signal on the Tascam. Wow, yeah, what a fun, weird sound. Now, what if what did I say earlier? I might clip this later. So I said, and this is the sound of the microphone. Okay, and then I'll just talk. You guys probably know I'm thinking, I can chop some of this up for future footage. But let's put it on the ground. No, let's put it right here. Let's put it right there by the refrigerator, so everyone can see. Woo! Okay. Oh my goodness. I had to do it.
We're talking microphones today. We're talking microphones that don't need phantom power, and this microphone does not need phantom power. So how close can I get? Oh, it really, listen to how more subtle it is when I speak quietly. But that's the worst ASMR I've ever heard. Not that I'm into it, but maybe I am. Okay, let's turn Big Daddy mic back on. Woo! That's so much fun. This thing sounds killer as like a wild, noisy, parallel distortion, parallel drums. That's what Sylvia Massey uses it for. Essentially, it's just a really blown up compressor room mic sound, which you can achieve in other ways, but it's just got its own vibe. Totally weird. Yeah. I mean, ET music. I agree. I mean, it's just I'm not anti-plugin. I'm a modern musician. I use DAWs all the time. But man, there's character that's like, and there's randomness to stuff like this. The brokenness, the randomness. It's really difficult to duplicate in software because of the randomness. And it's just more fun. I have more fun. No judgment to DAW users. I'm not the type of person, and here's another made on tape tangent. I don't believe in gatekeeping in art. I don't believe in, I'm not a person who wants to create gear envy. That's not the point of this channel. And I think you all seem to get it. We're exploring limitations. And this cost me $10 at a Salvation Army, and it's fucking cool. Sorry for my language. I try to keep it PG because I don't know who's watching, but I cuss like a sailor normally. All right. Okay, I'm gonna show you probably the highest quality mic that I own. What did I do here? Here you go. Bear with me. Okay. I'm going to show you the highest quality mic I own. And Derek from Vanguard Audio Labs, I doubt you're watching because you're a busy person, but I'm about to shout out Vanguard Audio Labs. Are you guys familiar with that microphone company? It's a guy who's about my age. I'm 36. I don't have to reveal my age publicly, but I did. I don't care. So it's a guy about my age on the West Coast who's very, very, very passionate about making microphones that musicians can afford. And I want to tell you a story about this microphone. Oh, let me just do this. That looks good. I don't even have to undo it. Okay, let me undo what I was doing. I was trying to take it off, but now I'm like, that actually looks really good in that angle. This is a Vanguard Audio Labs V13 tube condenser microphone. And this whole time on this live stream today, I've been saying I'm not going to use anything with phantom power. And you do not need phantom power for a tube microphone. I think I just broke this stand. You do not need phantom power. You do not need phantom power with a tube microphone. This basically, okay, let me tell you a story. I work on Broadway as a bassist. I do that a lot. I used to do this show called Pretty Woman, based on the movie. Sammy Marandino was the drummer, and he's an incredible drummer, and he was like New York City's top call for like drum programming, like Cameo, Word Up, what's the word up, like Sammy Marandino programmed the drums on all that stuff. And anyway, he's got a great studio. He was Cyndi Lauper's drummer forever, and when I first got this microphone, I was so excited, and he's into recording and all this fun stuff. I would love to feature him on the channel this year. But anyway, I took this microphone. This was $800 when I bought it. They make a new version, Generation 2 with better parts. So I think these are like $1,200 now, $1,100. But we set this up, and then we set up this vintage AKG C12, one of the most beautiful microphones I've ever seen or heard. and we literally A/B'd this mic against that C12. Could I tell a difference? Yes, but barely. The C12 had something very fun. I think maybe because it was old, had something really special happening in the high end, but very barely, you could barely discern it. So, if you're not familiar with a tube mic, it usually comes with a box, which is unfortunately sitting behind me, right out of shot. This box. This is why you do not need phantom power, and this is why this is a very powerful mic for Porta Studios if you're into it. I think every mic that we've used today is a powerful mic. Your creativity is where your power is. Oh, my battery's gonna die. If it does, I won't quit the live stream. I'll just put a new battery in. I might just put a new battery in now before I keep talking. What do you guys think? Should I just put in a new battery in the camera? You'll go without me for like 30 seconds. I think I'm gonna do that. It's flashing at me. All right, guys, hold. I'll be right back. I need to change the battery on the camera. I should have it plugged in, but I can't find my plug. Ugh. Oh, I want to talk about this mic. Okay. Here. Let me not hurt your ears. All right, I'm back. That wasn't so hard. That wasn't so hard. My battery on my camera was about to die. Thanks for sticking around. Okay. I'm going to continue to talk about the Vanguard V13, but I'm seeing some questions that came in, so let me see if I can answer them. Just to make it not awkward. Here, I can see you guys here. Leela, yeah. Anyone in chat? Oh, anyone in chat? Yeah. Okay, that's a great question. I know you were asking people in the chat. Make music on a DAW, route it back through tape. I have a FOSS Stex, but really need to learn it better. If you do you run stems or whole tracks? Yeah. Sorry, I'm answering that question in the chat. The problem going back from DAW to tape is the way I try to explain it. For me in my workflow, other people have different ways of doing things. I'm gonna not block my face for a second. Chat. What am I saying? DAW to tape. Drift is the problem with tape. So I am lazy, so I just produce entirely in the Porta Studio, or I will do an external bounce and then bring that stereo track back into tape and then continue to add tracks. So I'm lazy, but I've been in productions where we used it. I've used it on drums. You can send the tape through the drum, send the drums through the tape, bring it back in, and then like align it. That adds a vibe. I'm sorry, I'm not more. Hopefully, someone in the chat might have better insight. I should save that for another topic, another day. It's a great question, and I want to talk about it. But today, I want to finish talking about this microphone. This is a V13 tube mic. Ooh, I can tell it's nice and warm. So I'm gonna switch to it. Check, 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 check. Oh, check it out. I need to give it some gain, shockingly. Hello, hello, hello. This, yes, you can already hear there's noise, but that's literally, the mic is so sensitive. Yeah, this mic is so sensitive and so beautiful that hum you're hearing is the sound of the Tascam humming. Isn't that great? Here, check it out. So this goes to what I was talking about earlier, why I tend to not even use these mics in New York City. It's very sensitive. You know, obviously, isolation. You know, I'm in an open room right now. There's ways of isolating a microphone sometimes. I know voiceover artists who use the ball or whatever it's called, the thing that goes over it. Those seem to work really well. What pattern are we in? I'm going to do a whole video on this microphone at some point. I've had it for years. I love it. But if you're not familiar with the way tube mics work, this box behind me has 9 settings from a figure 8 pattern. The 9 settings change the polarity pickup pattern. Polarity pickup pattern. Plosive this, plosive that. Pizza pie. Figure 8 to cardioid to omnidirectional and all the settings in between. Right now it's on cardioid, so it should not be picking up. See, it's rejecting me back here. It's picking me up in the front. Let's go all the way to figure 8. This is figure 8, and when you go to the side, you're rejection. So figure 8, and then back on the back. Figure 8 is really good for mid-side or rejecting something on purpose. Now I'm going to pull it one in. The EQ will start to sound different. Pull one more. EQ is different. Blah, 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 yada, yada. One more. And then, the rejections are all changed. I'm going to do a whole video on this mic where we get more thorough. I just wanted to do this real quickly. Let's go over to the Omni side. Omni. Omni mic. Oh, it's an Omni mic. All right. It's so loud. I mean, it's a great sound. Woo! Let me pull it down a little bit. Let's go cardioid. Cardioid. Let's go figure 8. Sorry, we hadn't gotten to that part in the drums yet where the rhythm changed, so let me go back up. Figure 8. Yeah, I love this microphone. I've had this microphone since before Made on Tape was a channel. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's great for like if you're a Porta Studio user and you want this fidelity that we're talking about right here, like listen to my voice. That's the proximity effect, even on figure 8. Now we're on cardioid. I can't recommend enough some kind of tube condenser. Their Warm Audio makes tube condensers. There are affordable tube condensers, and I haven't heard a terrible one yet. I mean, yeah. All right. We're looking. Excellent. We're getting close to the end here, I think. Do I have... Oh, let me check if I have any other microphones. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anybody have any questions? Here, let me go back to the... Testing. All right, we're back to the... Oh, I keep bumping it. Sorry. I'm so sorry I bump it. I feel like there's a lot more on the table. But what did we cover today? We covered all of my favorite microphones for the Tascam Porta Studio. Dynamic microphones mostly, but we started with the SM57. We went with the SM7b. We've got the Shure KSM8, the dual diaphragm. We've got the Beyerdynamic M201. We've got a telephone mic. We've got a cassette-corder microphone. And we have this Vanguard Audio Labs V13. We've combined signals. We've done some fun stuff with effects. Maybe that's what I'll do to close it out. I'll do some fun stuff with effects. Yeah, how about I do that? Let's do that. And with the guitar, let me just... Yeah, I'll use the Vanguard Audio Labs. It's already in there. You guys are a blessing. I love you. I'm so honestly floored that people watch this channel. You know, but I assume if you watch this channel, then you're a like-minded person, you're a creative person, and you enjoy life and the world. I mean, enjoy life at least. Yeah. Thank you so much. I know the impedance transformer is, I think, a big deal. I'll probably do some content on that specifically, or I'll be able to cut this video up, and yeah. Just checking my. Yeah. Oh, I see. I turned it down. There we go. Ha! Woo! Okay, turn that off. Add a little shine. Yeah, it's too much shine. Yeah. All right, now let's widen it. Let's actually go full in. Yeah, I can't hear it out of both. Oh. That's just the telephone mic. I've got it going. See, hear how it's spread in your ears? I've got the telephone mic going into a preamp and then a vibrato, and then the Dimension C to spread it stereo. And now I'm gonna bring this in, and I'm gonna mute my mic up here. Let's do it. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, you can. This was the Made on Tape microphone session. This is a pretty fun guitar sound. Let's hear context.
always a hell yeah at the end of every recording. I love music. I hope you do also. If you're here, that's probably why. Let me turn these down. I love music. I'm so happy to be able to share it with everyone, and I'm happy that you're all here. And thank you so much for joining me on this fun microphone adventure. And I hope you all have a great weekend. I know it's Friday and people are done with work and all that stuff. So thank you so much. And with that, as always, is peace and be good to each other. And now an awkward ending of the stream. You know, gotta lean over and be awkward about it. All right, bye everybody. You will not.